Hello, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. مواضع كسر همزة إن. مواضع كسر همزة إن. We've already seen مواضع فتح همزة إن, and we spoke at length about it, and I'm sure that has been well digested and understood. We talk about the positions where when this word alif, hamza and nun finds itself, the hamza of the alif takes kasra, where we say inna and not anna. Okay, so when you finish this topic, you just put it together with the anna, the one we did before, and then you know when to say inna and when to say anna, because they both basically mean the same thing. They come to emphasize, they come to serve the purpose of at-tawkid. So you have to put the two together and know the positions where you say anna and know very well where you say inna. Okay, so it says the places where we say inna, where we give the alif and nun, we give the alif kasra. Al-amthila, it says inna nila hayatu misra. Nil here is the river Nile. The river Nile. So the Nile river is the life of Egypt. Misra here bimana Egypt yani. And you know, in the Misra is mamnu' min as-sarf. I don't know if you've done the mamnu' min as-sarf in this book, but we have some in the Ajrumiya lessons we are posting. Please, if you have time and the energy, you can put the two together. You can be following the Ajrumiya and be following this one as well. They very well complement each other. Okay, so you can be following the two. We are currently on the mamnu' min as-sarf in the Ajrumiya lessons, where a word and noun, instead of taking kasra, it takes fatha instead. It does not take the kasra, and it does not take tanween, and misra is part of those words. There's inna nila hayatu misra. Normally it is mudaf ilayh. Misra here is mudaf ilayh, and it would have been misri, hayatu misri, but it says hayatu misra. So when you see it mamnu min as-sarf like this, when you see it not taking kasra and taking fatha like this, you know that it is Egypt. You know the word misra, mim sad ra, it can also come to mean a land, a space of land, like ard. Like when I say misrun, like there is a land here, hunaka misrun huna, there is a land here. You know, so you are able to differentiate between when it means just a land, a space of land, and when it means Egypt. So inna nila hayatu misra, the river Nile is the life of Egypt. Inna al-kadhiba jubnun. Jubnun is cowardice. Lies is cowardice. Lying is cowardice. Indeed, lying is cowardice. So inna nila hayatu misra. Indeed, the river Nile is the life of Misr. Inna al-kadhiba jubnun. Indeed, lying is cowardice, or lying is cowardice. Inna al-adla asasul mulki. Indeed, justice is the root of kingship, or is the root of, yes, al-mulk yani kingdom. Justice is the root of all kingdoms. So when you don't do justice, you can't even have the kingship. You can't be the king. It will come and break at the end of the day. If you act unjustly or unjustly, your kingship will break. So it says adla, justice. Indeed, justice is the root of the kingship or the kingdom. Okay. It says قال المتهم إني بريء. Al-muttaham is the accused. Yani tamma ittihamuhu, he has been accused. So if I say ittahamani bil kazb, he accused me of lying. Ittahamani bil sariqa, he accused me of stealing. It says قال المتهم إني بريء. The accused said, I am innocent. Inni bari'un, I am innocent. I am indeed innocent. Let's make the inni show, the inner effect. I am indeed innocent. And he says, Kul innal haqqa wadihun. Say, indeed, the truth is clear. Innal haqqa wadihun. Say, kul here is command. Say, indeed, the truth is clear. Yes, لا تقل إن العمل شاق. لا تقل, do not say إن العمل شاق. Indeed, the work is tedious, or the work is stressful. شاق بمعنى it is difficult. Okay. زرت الذي إني أمجده. I visited the one that I indeed honor, I indeed hold in high esteem. أمجده, I hold the person in high esteem. مجد, يمجد, أمجد. If I say أمجدك, يعني you are Majid to me. أمجدك بمعنى I see you as Majid, I hold you in high esteem. So he says زرت الذي إني أمجده. I visited the one that I indeed hold in high esteem. أشفقت على التي إنها جديرة بالشفقة. أشفقت, أشفق, from the now الشفقة, to feel for, to feel compassion for, to feel sorry for. That is what we call shafaqa. Okay. So that is why we call a companion somebody who feels for you. We call the person shafiq. Shafiq. Somebody who feels for you. Somebody who has compassion. That is shafiq. So there is even this saying, I don't know if I've quoted it before, but very important. It says, إن الشفيق بسوء الظن مولع. A statement like that. Like indeed, the one who has compassion always has bad thoughts. So like when you don't see your friend for a while, you the thought that comes to your mind is su'uzan. You start getting bad thoughts. Is he sick? Is he dead? You never think of something positive because of the compassion that you have. Your mind is tuned to feeling something bad has happened to the person. So I think it's inna shafiqa bisu is zanni mula'un. I think ash-shafiqu bisu is zanni mula'un, something like that. Is indeed disturbed by bad thoughts. Okay. I think bisu is zanni ash-shafiqu mula'un. That is how the statement goes. Okay. Says ashfaqtu ala allati innaha jadiratun bishafaqa. Jadiratun bimana well deserving of. Well deserving of, or deserving of. If I say هذا الموضوع جدير بالمناقشة, this issue, this subject is worthy of discussing. هذا الموضوع جدير بالمناقشة. Okay. أشفقت على التي إنها جديرة بالشفقة. I felt for the one who is well deserving of compassion. Okay. حضر الذي إن حضورهم يسرني. حضر الذين إن حضورهم يسرني. Those that their presence or their coming excites me have come. أي الذين حضورهم يسرني حضروا. Those that their presence excites me have come. That's why it says حضر الذين إن حضورهم يسرني. Those that their coming or their presence excites me have come. Okay. Okay. البحث. He says تأمل كل مثال من الأمثلة السابقة. Ponder over each example among the previous examples. Says تجد أنه يشتمل على إن واسمها. You find it تجد أنه يشتمل على إن واسمها. You find it containing إن and is اسم, وخبرها and is خبر. So the sentences have inna in them. They have ism inna and they have khabar inna. Of course, we are used to that. So you can see inna nila. Nil is the ism inna. Hayatu Misra becomes the khabar. Hayatu becomes the khabar. Inna al-kaziba ism inna. Jubnun khabar inna. Okay. You take something like inna al-haqqa wadihun. Al-haqqa is ismu inna, wadihun is khabar inna. And inni bari'un, inna is there, and the yai here, the yai there becomes the ismu inna, and the bari'un becomes the khabar inna. So all the sentences have ism inna, is ism, and khabar. It says ولكنك لا تستطيع أن تضع مصدرا في مكانها. But then, though it has inna, is ism and is khabar, it is unlike the one we saw for anna. You can't place a masdar in its position. لا تستطيع أن تضع مصدرا في مكانها. You can't put a verbal noun in its position for it to make meaning. لذلك لم تكن حمزة إن مفتوحة بل كانت مكسورة. And so because you can't replace the inna, is ism and is khabar with masdar, in that case the inna came with kasra, not anna, as we saw with the previous one. So if you are forgetting, you can quickly refer. So if it happens in a position where you can place a masdar in its position and it makes sense, then you make the hamza maftuha, you make it fatha. Okay, so it says bal kanat maksura, it was rather kasra. It says وإذا تأملت الأمثلة الثلاثة الأولى, if you ponder over the first three examples, that is these ones, if you look at them very well, رأيت, you see, إن المكسورة الحمزة بها واقعة في أول الكلام. So he said, if you look at the first three, you realize that the inna is coming in the first, it's coming in the first position in the sentence. It comes first in the sentence. واقعة أو واقعة في أول الكلام. It comes at the first place in the sentence here. All of them come first in the sentence. It says وإذا نظرت إلى الأمثلة الثلاثة الثانية رأيتها واقعة بعد جمل أفعالها، رأيتها واقعة بعد جمل أفعالها مأخوذة من القول الذي هو مصدر. He says, when you look at the second three here, you're talking about this, you realize that they all have a verb that is conjugated from qala. So you have qala here, you have kul here, you have takul here. So you have the qala, kul, takul coming before the inna. So you find that their verbs, you find the inna coming after some sentences. And these sentences, their verbs are taken from ma'khuzatan min al-qawl. They are taken from al-qawl, allazi huwa masdar, which is a verbal noun. Al-qawl is the verbal noun of qala, kul, takul, and all that. So there is a qala here, which is a sentence. Qala al-muttahamu is a sentence. Kul is a sentence. Yani kul anta is a sentence. So a sentence comes before the inna, and the sentence has a verb made of qala. And then la taqul, ay la taqul anta inna al-amala shakun. So there is a sentence before the inna which has a verb conjugated from the qawl, la taqul. أما الأمثلة الثلاثة الأخيرة ففيها وقعت إن في أول جملة الصلة. So in the last three sentences, these ones here, you find the inna coming in the beginning of jumlatus sila. Jumlatus sila, when you have asma'ul mawsula, as I think we've done the asma'ul mawsula, allazi, allati, allazani, allati, allai, those words, they are called al-asma'ul mawsula. This asma'ul mawsula, after them, right after ismul mawsul, you have what we call jumlatus sila. The sentence that come after ismul mawsul is called jumlatus sila. So if I say جاء الذي أحبه, الذي is ismul mawsul, أحبه is jumlatus sila. Okay, so here he is telling us that the inna, all the inna family, they came right before the jumlatus sila. So you have allazi, you are expecting the jumlatus sila, then you see inna. you have allati, you're expecting jumla to sila, inna comes before the jumla to sila. Alladhina, you are expecting jumla to sila, you see inna first. So inna here waqa'at qabla jumla to sila. It says fi awwali jumla to sila. They came in front of the jumla to sila. وبذلك, and due to that, تستطيع أن تستنبط أن همزة إن تكون مكسورة في الأحوال السابقة. So he has given you the three conditions, basic conditions, that the inna, the hamza of the anna can become maksura. You say inna, not anna. Okay, so let's revise the three conditions before even we read the qaida. When you have inna, is ism and is khabar coming first in the sentence. You have inna coming in the first part of the sentence like this, and then it can't be replaced by a masdar, then you say inna. The second one, when you have inna coming, he says coming after qala. So whether it is qala, whether it is qawl, whether it is kul, whether it is taqul, whether it is yakulu, after it you say inna, you won't say anna. You say yakulu inna, yuqalu inna, sami'tu annahum yaquluna, sami'tu annahum yaquluna, sami'tu annahum yaquluna. You see here I will say annahum yaquluna, sami'tu annahum yaquluna, because this annahum yaquluna can be sami'tu qawlahum. A masdar can replace it, so the inna will become anna, sami'tu annahum yaquluna, so that the anna is ismhum and the yaquluna, the khabar, can be replaced by a verbal noun. So I will say sami'tu anna and not inna. Sami'tu annahum yaquluna. After bringing the yaquluna, then I will say sami'tu annahum yaquluna inna rajula jayyidun. After the yaquluna, because there is a qawl there, after the qawl, the hamza should be kasra. Sami'tu annahum yaquluna inna rajula jayyidun. Okay, so after qawl, the inna it should come with kasra. And then also you have, when it comes before jumla to sila, when it comes in the first position of jumla to sila, also it should take kasra. Okay, let's take the qawaid. Al-qaida. تكسر همزة إن إذا لم يمكن أن تؤول هي ومعمولها أو معمولاها بمصدر، ويجب ذلك في نحو ما يأتي. The hamza of inna is given kasra. It's made, we say inna, not anna. إذا لم يمكن, when it is impossible for we to put it together with ism and khabar and replace it with masdar. أي أن تؤول هي, أي the inna, ومعمولاها, معمولاها is the ism anna, ism inna, and the khabar inna. The two are called the, one is ma'mul. Ma'mul is anything that something affects. So me, the one affecting the other, I am amil, and the ma'mul is the one being affected. Okay, so harfu jar is amil and the ism majrur is ma'mul. Okay, so here wa ma'mulaha, here refers to the inna. Ma'mulaha ay two ma'mulani. Ma'mulaha is the ism anna, ism inna, and the khabar inna. Okay, if it is impossible for them to be replaced by a masdar, then you give it kasra. And in that case, three conditions must be available. إذا وقعت في أول الكلام, it should come in the first position of the, if it comes in the first position in the sentence, you give it kasra. If it comes بعد القول ومشتق منه, if it comes after qawl and whatever is derived from qawl, so قال يقول كل تقول يقولون, anything with qawl, anything conjugated from qawl, when the inna thing comes before it, you should say inna and not anna. When it comes after it, afwan, when it comes after the qawl and his families, it should be inna and not anna. إذا وقعت في أول جملة الصلة, when it comes in the first position of a jumla Sila. Okay, so these are the conditions for the Hamza of inna to be maksura and not maftuha. I hope it is clear to this extent. Anything that is unclear, please do well to ask. Let us clarify it here, inshallah. May Allah grant us beneficial knowledge. Till we meet again, please do well to be revising and be practicing. As I've always been advising, the practice is paramount in this regards. For you to be able to speak Arabic, you have to write, you have to speak, you have to read. And when you read audible to yourself. Don't sit in the room and be reading silent. When you are in the room reading something, read to the extent that you can hear. Read aloud. Okay. Till we meet again, have a very good Arabic time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.